I ended up doing it. I went in there. I quit football, and then I went head in for those next couple weeks, studying my lines and forming those relationships with characters. And I was so green. I was just taking everything that I could get at that point.
Sure.
Like learning basic things like what blocking is. I didn't even know what
Sure.
blocking was. I mean,
Sure.
that's
Well, you had a different idea of what blocking was.
That's exactly right. That's exactly right. Yeah.
Yeah, that's funny.
One thing block. That's exactly right. So, those 2 weeks happened. We rehearsed hard. And then my family was really kind of, they were supportive of it, but they were also, they were a football family. So they didn't know. They were like, well, we don't know about this whole theater thing, especially on, my dad's side of the family. And I remember once the show went up, my dad came to one of the shows, and I was so terrified. I was like, oh God, I got to do this theater thing in front of my dad, my 6'2", 250 pounds strong, like,
right,
incredibly athletic, like football oriented dad. And so I was so nervous. And then at the end, this was such a pivotal moment for me. He went up to my mentor, the director of the show at the time, at the end of the show, and he says, "Thank you." And the guy goes, "Well, why are you thanking me?" And my dad says, and this is the only time, I think, one of very, very few times I've ever seen my dad get choked up in his life. He goes, "Because if I should die in a car accident tonight or something, I got to see my son become a dad tonight." And then he left and just like, went and waited in the car for me to like change my clothes and, get back to normal life. But to hear that, sort of support come from my dad,
yeah, that's awesome.
Completely and totally surreal. And I got good feedback from other people too, like, hey, you should really consider doing this for your career. And then from that point on, I was just like, well, I guess I should. I guess I should really try to make a run at this.
Well, it's funny, when you said when you said that, when I was in my head, trying to think how you were going to complete the sentence, my dad said, "Thank you for, showing my son in a different light," or whatever. But the fact that he said, "I got to see my son become a father," he believed your acting choices. He wasn't just being like, "Thanks for giving my son this opportunity." He's like, "I believed it." So that's cool in a lot of ways. Because,
awesome.
sometimes the people that know you have the toughest time seeing you inhabit something else or play a character. And anyway, so that's really cool. That's really cool.
Please subscribe to our YouTube channel.